All right, guys, getting ready this morning, and I realized yesterday I did not post a video. I actually had really bad depression yesterday, and it just sometimes happens. When I had Israel, our number 8, I went through really bad postpartum depression from just hormonal imbalance, and yesterday it just was the perfect storm for it, and it happened again, and depression is so interesting because it's not something you can ever understand until you go through it. And people have said that to me before I ever experienced it. They're like, no one will understand unless they go through it. I'm like, really? It sounds like a victim card, like to be like completely honest. It was just like, you can just choose to be happy. How about you just choose to be grateful or like think about the good things? And depression, you can't. I'm completely grateful for all my life and completely grateful for everything and praising God the whole time. But you can't it's just this sadness and darkness that you physically can't get over. And it can be really frustrating then when someone's like, well, just choose to be happy. It's like, yeah, so I'm not choosing to feel like this, bottom line. I don't want this either and I can't get out. And it can get really aggravating with people making comments, that it just is not helpful comments. Bottom line, it's not helpful comments. So yesterday I had horrible depression and could not stop crying and just being sad. And I was trying, everything. I was praying a ton. Had a lot of imagery prayer with God, which was just so beautiful, of Jesus just sitting with me. And I'm always like, Lord, I'm sorry. I'm so thankful for all the things. I don't know why I'm sad. I want to be so happy. I want my light to be there. Why am I going through this again right now? My birthday is tomorrow. It's today. But yesterday I'm like, my birthday's tomorrow. I have so many things to be happy and thankful for. I don't know why I'm sad. And it's just doesn't do justice what you have died for, because you are all that matters, and just all the things, listening to praise music, and you can't shake it. Bottom line, you can't shake it. And I remember going through this with Israel when I just had my son, and just thinking is this dark hole my new normal? My always, is this just how I'm always going to feel? This, I don't know, it's just an absence of light. I have no light in me, which is so different than who I am. I'm a super happy, positive, bright, everything is amazing. That's just my personality. So to have it so opposite, it felt like I wasn't me. Something took hold of me and I could not escape it, and I was imprisoned by it and I could not get out of it. And I prayed and I prayed and I prayed, begging God to get me out of it. And he allowed the enemy to keep me there, because nothing can happen without God's allowance. When I got out of that though, when I finally got out of that, I was so thankful that God had me walk through that to understand my sisters in Christ so much better, to understand people who walk through depression in a different way. Cause now I was there. I get it. I know how to speak differently to you. I know how to sit with you, because that's what it comes down to. When someone has that, you just need to sit with them. Just sit there and be, and love them by your presence. Don't try to make it better and make them think of happy things. They are thinking of happy things. They're not trying to be in that space. It's this void that you can't get out of, and people want to fix you. And it's not you can't. I don't know how to explain it. You just can't. And, like I said, I was so grateful that God put me through that so I could know and understand other people so much better and talk to them so differently and sit with people. Cause that's my love. I love community. I love sitting with people, creating space for people and loving on people in that way, right where they're at. That's one of my favorite things to do. And now writing Grayscale, my second book of just sitting in your sorrows and how to praise God while sitting in your sorrows. I have such a different understanding because of it. And so I'm so thankful. So I had it yesterday. And, was going through just praising him and thanking him. And anytime a negative thought because the enemy tries to attack you when you're in it, he's like, oh, now she's down. She's down. I see this dark cloud over her. She's down. I can get to her. So I'm going to say negative things and just make her try to think negative things. And anytime I'd hear something, I'd be like, no, God's good. No, that's not truth. And combat it with something that was opposite of it, of how I know good. I know truth, I'm not going to believe this lie. And I went into some imagery prayer, and every time I went into it, Jesus was just sitting next to me. And I'm like, Lord, I am so sorry I'm sad. Like, it's not fair to you. You've blessed me abundantly. I don't know why I'm sad, and it's not fair to you. And he's like, Anna, don't you know I love you? Don't you know, like, it's okay. Like, it's not the circumstance you're in. It's not the depression that's a problem. It's what you do with it. Who do you cling to when it happens? You're doing it right. Like, this is all you're supposed to do, is when you're in it, you can't help the balance that's going on in your body, but you can help your response to it. You cling to me. You sit with me. You go through and hit truth when the enemy attacks. Like, that's what you're supposed to do. So, like, what are you apologizing for? I'm like, I don't know, but like, I hate being sad. So if you could just lift this, I'd really appreciate it. And this morning I woke up with it gone, and I realized, I'm like, man, I think God had me go through it yesterday so I'd share this testimony, because it wasn't even one on my mind. And even if it came up in my mind, I'd be like, really? I mean, it's not a really fun one. It's not a really happy one. It's like really negative, and it's like, you know, depression's horrible. It's not a fun topic to talk about. And I probably would not have talked about it. But because I just walked through it and did it, I was like, okay, I need to share this. I need to share this testimony of God's goodness. So when I went through that with Izzy, something I learned out of it is how good God is, even in your suffering, because he can make good out of it, right? Like, he brings all the things that we struggle with and happen in our life, and he brings good out of it. So the enemy does not get the last word ever, right? God is still the author, the writer of the story, and he can use any little trip up to make it into a glorifying God story, which is awesome. And like I said, it's helped me speak to women and be there for women in new ways that I never was able to before. And on top of that, when this happened with Izzy, this is another huge, amazing God story. A month, or no, maybe only 2 weeks before I had Izzy, one of my dear, dear, dear friends, I love this woman so much. I always say she's my angel. I very rarely get to see her, but she pops into my life at literally just the right time. And she's done this like multiple times. It's been like 5 different times God has done this, where it's like, if I were to write what she's done in my life, it would fit on like one page. Like, it's not like this whole long, glorious chapters of her. It's that when she comes in, God uses her in such a huge, impactful way. And then she's gone, and then she's pulled out, and I don't see her for a while again, you know? And like, we see on social media, but we don't really see each other in each other's lives. And anyways, 2 weeks before I had Israel, which he was 2 full weeks late. He was very, very late. And I was uber pregnant. So I was feeling it. She saw me, she was passing my house, and she saw me in the yard. So she thought she'd turn down the driveway. And I'm so glad she did, because she came in, and I absolutely love seeing her. I tell her all the time, like, Ellen, you're my angel. You're such an angel. Like, I love seeing you. Like, I know, like, it's always goodness when I have you in my life. And, she was sharing with me depression that's happening in her family, and how, you know, just the struggles of that. But like, she's always like so positive, and she's the most biggest servant heart ever. And I'm like, oh, like, listen, like, oh, that's really like, I'm going to be praying for you, you know? And she's like, oh, but the baby, that's so fun. And we talked about baby. And then I had him, and I went through this horrible postpartum depression. And no one in my life has ever gone through it. And so they didn't understand. Bottom line, no one knew how to help me. No one knew the problem, you know, no one knew how to make me see things better. And I'm like, you don't understand. I don't see things bad. I love being a mom. It has nothing to do with this baby. It has nothing to do with the pregnancy. Like, I love all those things. Don't get me wrong. And I love being a mom. I just am so sad. I'm like, so sad. It's just dark. It's just dark. And I feel nothing. I feel like this numbness, and it's horrible. And, she though, because she's been walking this for a couple of years in her own family, knew exactly what I needed. And she came over, and she just sat and understood, and like gave me this comfort in her words that no one else was able to give me. And I'm going to cry just talking about it, because it was just so huge for me to have somebody by my side. And God knew, like, while the devil was allowed to put me through this, He always makes sure there's hope and there's light that you can have, that you can see his hand even in it. And that was just like humongous, like such God's hand. Like he knew the enemy asked for me, and he knew he was going to use it for good later to have me be able to speak to women. So how does he help me through it? Is he sends me this little angel of a woman who knew how to come and sit with me and love me in that space. And she was there for that little bit of time, for those weeks, a few weeks, and then she was off because she has a job and a family and all these things she has to take care of. And it was just like the perfect timing, the perfect amount, exactly what I needed to fill my cup to keep me going. And it's just like, man, God is so stinking good. So like the testimony in it of him providing, the testimony of him using it later, the testimony of him even calling me to share this with you. I don't know who needs to hear this, but I guarantee someone out there is listening to this and is like, yes, I occasionally get depression, or I'm in depression right now, or yes, like I have felt that and I never want to feel it again. Like I need to hear this, that you can't fight, especially as a woman. Your hormones are like this, right? And you're going to hit premenopause at some point, or menopause in its fullness. And you're going to have that where your hormones are shifting and you might feel that depression, that void. Realize you're not broken. You're not broken. It's not your fault. Like it's okay. It happens. And it's for only a season. It's just for a season. Like it will get lifted. It's not your new normal. Light will come back in. And until then, cling to the Father, cling to Christ. He will sit with you in it. He doesn't judge you by it. It's an opportunity for us to draw near to him. It's an opportunity for us to cling to him in everyday life, how we have to still be a mom and put on this face and still do things. Like people who saw me yesterday probably would have had no idea what I was struggling with mentally, you know? Maybe they had a little idea because I wasn't as out there, but I was still smiling and talking. I had to go to my husband's work. One of his employees, his old employees, is retiring. And I'm like, I need to go to that because he's such a great man, even though I feel like I want to see nobody and I want to be in a hole in my room. And I'm going to go to it. And like, so I wasn't as big as I normally am. Like I wasn't as loud, but I still was putting on face. And that's okay. It's okay to not be 100% you and to just cling to the Father and keep doing one step at a time. It's okay to do that. Okay. So I hope this encouraged you guys today, and I hope you guys have a fantastic day. Happy Friday, everybody.